What's going on, guys? Arekkz here, and today we are doing something pretty sweet. In fact, today is kind of like a double whammy video because not only are we going to be checking out a brand new PC from the guys over at MSI, which is sitting right behind me, we are also going to be taking a look at Death Stranding on PC because that launched this week. And if you guys haven't played Death Stranding, I know it was kind of one of those sort of polarizing games. Some people really liked it, some people thought it was really weird and obscure and kind of boring, but whether you liked it or not, I think we can all agree it is a visually spectacular game. So what better way to test this new PC than to see how it runs Death Stranding. So that's basically what we're doing today. We're going to take a look at this machine, and we're then going to jump over and see some PC gameplay for Death Stranding. So if you guys do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know if you guys are going to be picking up Death Stranding on PC. And I also do want to take a moment to thank MSI for very kindly sponsoring this video. They sent me the PC. It is not mine to keep. I'm going to be sending it back afterwards along with the monitor they sent me, but of course they sent it to me so that I can check it out, do this video, talk to you guys about it, and of course run Death Stranding. So, where do we begin? Well, this PC is, well, it's kind of a custom built model. It falls within part of MSI's Power by MSI range, which is effectively a range of systems that use approved parts specifically selected in collaboration between both the system builders and MSI. And after kind of various months of brainstorming, they've basically come up with a load of pre-built models that are just ready to go. So yes, I know every time you do a PC video, people are like, you should build your own machine. And yes, sometimes you can. Sometimes people just prefer to buy it and then just take it out of the box, plug it in, press the button, and they're good to go. So this one is kind of like a mid-tier model. It goes for around £1,300, £1,349.99 if you want to be precise. That is, of course, without it having Windows on. My one does have Windows on, but that's basically the price range you're looking at, effectively £1,350. This machine is all inside the rather awesome MSI Mag Gungnir 110R case, or 110R, which is this really nice kind of sleek case. Like, I like my towers to look cool, but at the same time, I don't like them to look like over the top. And this has kind of got this quite nice sleek shape. It's obviously got the kind of, you know, the shiny black over it, but it's got the nice tempered glass window on the side. It's also got kind of like a transparent part on the front so you can see the fans through it. It's got plenty of space for fans. In fact, this case can take up to 6 different system fans. They all come with ARGB, so you can make it look nice and colorful, which is of course always incredibly important. There are plenty of ports both on the back and the top, and there's even a nice little handy USB-C port, which I'm always incredibly grateful for. So yeah, that's the case. But then if we take a look at the inside and we kind of open it up, what's under the hood, basically this is all situated on an MSI B55 Tomahawk motherboard. The cooler in this one is the MSI Mag Core Liquid 360R. The CPU in this one is the Ryzen 7 3700X, which is actually a, you know, I know for the longest time, Intel was kind of always the go-to, but Ryzen, specifically the Ryzen 7 3700X, was actually kind of rated as one of the better CPUs for gaming. This one is efficient and fast, relatively affordable. The base clock speed for this one comes in at around 3.6 GHz with some, you know, overclocking potential. It's got 8 cores, 16 threads. It's kind of a good all-round multi-use CPU. So of course, you know, good for gaming, but good for other stuff as well. And, you know, there have been many people, more kind of tech-focused channels that have reviewed this and specifically said it is a pretty good model for gaming. So, you know, having that in this machine is pretty nice. On top of that, of course, on the GPU front, we have the MSI 5700XT Gaming X card, which of course has RGB on it as well. Everything's basically got RGB because this thing needs to be colorful. We then, for the RAM, have 16 gigabytes of Adata 37 megahertz RGB RAM. And on the storage front, there's 2 options in here. There's the Adata SX8200 Pro 512 gigabyte drive, as well as a Seagate just standard 2 terabyte drive. And the PSU in this one is the Corsair 650. So that is basically the internal components. That's what this system is running. So again, it is kind of designed as sort of like a more so mid-tier machine, like really, really good power, you know, great potential, but also not like astronomically expensive in the grand scheme of things. Now, on top of that, as mentioned, MSI did also send me a monitor to use for the purpose of this one. The monitor is the MSI Mag 272CQR monitor. This comes in around £399. So again, monitor-wise, this is also kind of for the mid-range market. This is a 1440p WQHD resolution monitor. It's got 165 Hz refresh rate, so really good for gaming. It's also got a 1 millisecond response time. It has HDR enabled, if of course you know want to kind of tick that on your games, which kind of works well for Death Stranding because that does support HDR. You then also have 178 degrees of viewing angle because it is a slightly curved monitor, which honestly I like. They look really cool. It's even got some colors on the back. Honestly, I always find colours on the back of monitors kind of pointless because a lot of the time you don't see it unless you're filming from the other side, but still, it's there if you want it. And it's also got AMD's FreeSync technology, and it even has like flicker and blue light reduction. So, you know, as screen goes, it's pretty nice. I will say I like the kind of better viewing angle and the flicker reduction just from a filming point of view, because let me tell you, the most annoying thing is trying to film screens and you get glare from lights. It's really annoying. This one was actually quite easy to film, so that's a saving grace. But yeah, that is basically a look at the machine. That is what MSI sent us, so we're now going to jump over and check out Death Stranding on PC, because it came out this week, so you know, in the background you're going to be seeing some PC gameplay. Now, to begin with, when I ran this one, I boosted everything up to max, put it onto the very high setting. That's kind of what the game gives you, like very high is the, you know, max, ultra, whatever the kind of they determine to be the best settings. I started off on that, and I will say the machine still ran it for the most part. There were a few little kind of jitters here and there. There were a couple of frame drops, not like low frames. I'm talking like it was running an average of about 80 frames, and then we'd have a few like occasional dips below there. There were a couple of times where I had a couple of crashes. Now, I don't know necessarily whether that is specifically the system, whether it's because there haven't been any like Death Stranding specific. You know how like sometimes on launch day they drop like game ready drivers? There haven't been any of those for the GPU just yet, so it could well be, you know, slight issues on that front. It was also incredibly warm in my room, so I don't know whether the PC combination of being in my office with 3 other PCs was kind of just overheating, whatever it is. Anyway, that aside, I ran through the first kind of, you know, hour or so of the game on very high. For the most part, everything ran super smoothly. I did then drop it down to just high, which again, honestly, when you look at them, obviously if you look at them side by side and you're like really, really picky, you're gonna pick things up. But generally speaking, if you just switch them over, I didn't really notice that much difference, but it just ran a little bit smoother. It basically just kind of, you know, any occasional drops were all but eliminated, and then it averaged out at around 90 frames instead. Ran super smooth. But honestly, one of the things I want to talk about for like Death Stranding on PC is just, it runs really well on PC. I mean, I know it's kind of a silly thing to say, like obviously PCs are powerful, it's kind of what it does, but like, I don't think you appreciate it until you jump and like boot up the game, because even simple things, like if you play Death Stranding, you'll know, you know, you carry a lot of boxes and then you're kind of having to, you know, balance yourself out so you don't fall over. Like, I remember playing that on the PS4 and actually feeling quite challenging, because you know, it's supposed to be like, you know, you're walking across rough terrain, you've kind of got the weight of the box on your back. It's supposed to be, you know, it's one of the core game mechanics, but it just felt a lot smoother on PC. Obviously that's because, you know, it's running at high frame rates, it looks a lot cleaner, but I feel like that frame rate paired with this just kind of the precision of maybe like the mouse and keyboard just made for like a really good experience. Like picking the items up on the box is just left or right on the mouse, and then you just, you know, press E to kind of throw it on your back. It just feels quite intuitive. So the whole experience overall, I mean, sure, maybe you would just play it on controller, but honestly, the whole experience with mouse and keyboard was actually quite nice. Now, of course, on top of that, there are a few other things that, you know, you can tweak in game. So, you know, the game has got some options. It's not as free as other PC games. Some PC games let you do whatever the hell you want. Death Stranding on PC is a little bit more limited. It doesn't necessarily give you as many resolution options. There's no FOV slider, at least not in the conventional sense. You don't have a conventional FOV slider where you can just zoom out. It does, however, have a horizontal FOV slider specifically for those of you that are playing on ultra-wide monitors. So if you do want to play ultra-wide, I can't show you that because I don't have that right now, but principally if you do want to play ultra-wide, then that is an available option. I mentioned earlier it's also got HDR as well, so you've got that to kind of tune in. So there are some, you know, there are definitely some settings and things you can tweak, but I feel like they've restrained a few of the options just to kind of make it so that you can, I don't know, they kind of want to control the experience you have a little bit more so. Some games just like do whatever the hell you want. I feel like for Death Stranding, they're still trying to protect the overall experience. They want you to kind of experience it in a certain way. So there's some things that you can change, but it's not completely free. But either way, I mean, I think you'll all agree, just looking at the background, it just looks fantastic. This game, you know, the character models, the detail, the environments, just everything about it is very, very awesome. But anyway, that's it for the time being. That is just a quick look at Death Stranding running on PC and also running on the awesome MSI machine that the guys over there sent me. So massive shout out again to MSI for sponsoring this video, for giving me the opportunity to check out the system. If you want to find out more about it, I will link the website in the description box down below. Make sure you click that, you can check it out. You can take a look at the PC, look at the specs, look at what it has inside, all that good stuff. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, you can join the Arekkz Gaming Discord. We've got an awesome community over there with so many different channels for you to chat loads of different topics and different games. I'm in there, the team's in there. If you guys want to chat with us, find people to play with, it's just in general a great place to be. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads.